a fun little time that's not actually so little, but it is fun. Hey there, Cinephiles. Today, I'm reviewing The Fall Guy. From director David Leitch, who was a former stuntman, we get a movie about, well, a stuntman. Starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, this is a film that blends romance, action, and comedy. And it does so with a movie production going on in its background. I remember when this movie premiered a couple of months ago at South by Southwest, and the reviews were just absolutely raving about this film. And don't get me wrong, I do really enjoy this film. It's a good movie, but it's not as great as I wanted it to be. For as much as it does, I do feel like it could have done more. There's a lot of movie set etiquette and humor in this movie. And this might just be a me thing, but as someone who has worked on multiple productions, I wish you just leaned into the jokes that were there a bit more. Because towards the beginning, you get Emily Blunt, who is a director at this point, and you have this wonder that's just capturing the chaos around her very well. And even earlier in the film, you have this other wonder that's just following around Ryan Gosling as he's walking throughout the set. And with both of these wonders, they nearly perfectly capture a set. Even though there are some nitpicks I have within those scenes, the overall vibe and idea of it just works very well. And with that being said, there are a lot of times where the film lingo or just film set ideas are shown very well, but while I was watching the movie, I was just thinking about how there could have been a joke here with a PA interrupting, or I don't know, there were just a lot of things that I found myself kind of writing in my head to try and make the scene a little bit better. And I'm not trying to crap on the writing of this film at all. In fact, it's a very fun film, but personally, I would have liked a little bit more of those jokes that are kind of insidery, but I know they had to play it safe for people who aren't used to the film terms, so that way they can still laugh at those moments too. And I will say too, of the three genres, I think comedy is the one that's best represented here, because there were so many moments that just genuinely had me laughing out loud. The romance, for as much chemistry as Ryan and Emily had, it did take a back burner at times. And for certain specific things that should have had a bit more closure, I just felt like it never truly reached those moments. As for the action, I mean, it's really good. I don't know what else I can say. There is one scene though in the nightclub that perfectly balances action and comedy, and it's very stylized, and well, I appreciate it the most because that's the one that I'm going to remember out of all of these action scenes, even though the third act does have some very fun choices in it as well. But now is actually a perfect time to bring up my biggest gripe with the movie. It's too long. It's a little over 2 hours, and you are feeling that by the end of it. It's weird too because this movie does end and then it kind of just continues into a little bit more absurd action, and even though I appreciate those moments, it's weird. You felt this high that you're riding, and then you're like, okay, yeah, the film's ending, and then you kind of come back up again, and you're like, nope, here we go for another like 15 minutes. But again, it is fun. I just wish they found a way to blend those scenes together a bit better. But that being said, this is a really great time in the theater. I mean, Ryan Gosling is just amazing. I always love when he does comedy, so anytime he's in a film like this, or like The Nice Guys, or even just a straight comedy, I will be there seated. Shoot, even when he does drama, I'm just a major Ryan Gosling fan. As for Emily Blunt, she does very well too. And when you have them both on screen together, you bought that connection that they're supposed to have. And honestly, you have to buy that romance, because without it, so much of the film would not work. But yeah, all in all, it would not surprise me at all if this film was a smash hit with audiences. There's a lot of comedy, there's a lot of action, there's a good bit of romance, and the movie itself has enough fun that it's just kind of infectious. As for the overall message that this movie has, as in why we should support and actually shine a light on stunt actors, well, that's actually very important, and they actually make a joke of it, but the Oscars doesn't have a category for this, and it's still insane to me, because stunt work has been so integral in film since the dawn of it. And it's interesting too, because at this past Oscars, they had Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling actually promote The Fall Guy with a thankful and appreciative montage of stunt work, and yet there's still no award that the Oscars are willing to give out for it. I don't know, it's just very weird that they did that. And I do truly appreciate the message that this film has in shining a light on these stunt actors and the fact that they risk their lives every day just for our entertainment. But either way, with a good message and a very fun time at the theater, I give The Fall Guy a 3 out of 5 stars. This is something so worth checking out with a bunch of your friends. It screams summer blockbuster. And I know many people I know, including family and friends, that are going to absolutely love this film. I just personally wish they had a little bit more of the fun set lingo or just situations that this could have gotten into. Also, there were a couple of setups that never truly paid off, and that kind of irked me, and it is a bit too long. But overall, I enjoy the performances, I enjoy the cinematography, the action, the comedy, the romance. It's just a fun summer time. But alright, those are my thoughts on The Fall Guy. Be sure to let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Be sure to stay tuned for more Films content, and I'll watch you later.